Good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We'll get to the JRC in a moment, but first, disclaimer, if you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, pertinent links will be right there in the description box for you. So, should you like to deep dive on either of those subjects, you'll definitely be able to do so. Trigger warnings, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. I do use profanity. And when we talk about places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. So if you got someone that is 16 and younger and they are watching this, parental supervision very much advised, all right? Okay, so where we left off, we're going to the bottom of the page. I have no idea how long this video is going to be. We'll find out, alright? Okay, so this one here says, "Hi there, it would be really cool if my friends didn't get treated like and shocked like animals because they are people just like the rest of us." I know that, right? It would be great if we could, like, stop being treated like animals. And it would be even more great if people could stop treating us like children for the entirety of our lives. I mean, that's all we're asking for. And can we stop with the baby talk? That is the most annoying thing on planet Earth to me. I'm like, goddamn woman, I am 40 goddamn years old. I've been on my own forever. Like, complete control over my own life, and I can go to a grocery store, somebody recognizes me, look at you getting out of your comfort zone. My God! It's like, I hear people talk to their cats in that tone of voice. Like, do I look... I'm not going to ask that question, because it could be taken into other areas, but if that could stop too, that would be great, okay? Dear God. No idea how absolutely insanely annoying that is. Let me get back to where we were there. Okay, here we go. Alright, and this one states here, obviously this is a part of the ASAN template. So we'll go on to the next comment. I don't want to keep reading that one over and over and over again. Alright, this one here. It says, please pass the ban as described. Also consider banning other physical aversives such as starvation, punching, slapping, spraying with vinegar, isolation, prolonged restraint for similar purposes. Hit him again. Hit him for me. Because that's what really sticks out here. I know what the FDA is here to do, what they can and cannot do. But we, as a people, need to stop making the GED device the end-all be-all. Because there are other aversive therapies going on at the JRC other than the GED device. The bizarre behavioral rehearsal lessons, the juvenile... Well, if you get chokins, you get time in the ball pit. Like, bitch, that person you're speaking to is a 17-year-old teenager. 17-year-old teenagers don't want to go play in the ball pit. They want to get away from their parents, do stupid, risky crap, and come home. If you want something appropriate, let's try going to an actual movie theater outside of the JRC. I mean, your rewards are subpar anyway, but it's like when you bribe kids with an allowance, or if you do bad, like back in the day, you get the belt. Ask how effective that was. What calmed our ass down is what calmed down every generation. Age. Because all of that requires requires a whole lot of energy. You know? But I'm glad. I'm glad that they mentioned the food contingent program, the fact that video of the direct care staff inside one of the residence's JRC controls that punched one of the students while they were inside of the shower. The slapping we've seen on camera, the spraying with vinegar, isolation, and prolonged restraint is also a part of their older aversives recipe that they've carried forward into the future. Yeah, I love to see that. I love when they acknowledge all the other insane crap the JRC gets up to. And this is why I've demanded a federal investigation for going on 20 years now. It is the extent of the insanity that they get up to in that school. It is the fact that there has been no federal investigation in spite of the fact that this school has blood on its hands for 6 dead disabled kids. Like, how are we still at this date not getting a federal investigation? Can we also go off the fact that they call it a school, but for at least a period of time it was considered not accredited? Are we ever going to discuss that? Because I would really like to know how you can call yourself a school and people attending can't get credits like everybody else in public school or other private schools. We ever going to talk about that? Are we ever going to actually get the federal investigation that the JRC has deserved to descend upon them for multiple decades? I have never seen such a case that is so point blank, right there, out in the open. All the lights are on. There's no obscuring the truth. And the feds continue to turn around and act like they don't see it. I used to didn't understand that, but with the current administration, I'm beginning to slowly understand. And it's dark and it's evil as hell. All right. We're going to go back down here. And we've got one more to go. I know this makes it a really, really quick video, but we may do one more off of page 9 after this. Alright, so this one states here, a shock device was used on me while I was in ABA. I was 11. Oh my god, you poor thing. I was excited about something happening later in the day. I don't even remember what it was anymore. I just remember not wanting to go anymore afterwards. And I was stimming loudly and hitting my legs and head. I wasn't really hurting myself, just excited and trying to regulate so I wouldn't get yelled at again. And I was shocked for the self-injury. You see, I've done similar things where I will just sit there and just, I call it leg shaking. It's kind of a weird motion where I will just kind of almost bounce the leg off the floor a little bit without my foot losing contact with the floor. And as it gets more and more faster and faster, it kind of moves around the calf muscle. It's kind of what it looks like. It doesn't hurt anybody. It's just one of the stims I've always had. I don't really think I've ever really had any real self-injurious type of stims except from when I was really, really young and I was just had this weird thing where I'd like to keep pennies in my mouth. I would never swallow them. I'd never try to eat them, but there was something soothing about the copperish taste. I could have died, yes, But that's one of the ones I actually really remember in regards to stimming that could have actually caused me any harm. But I have seen others who stim who do that, so I do kind of get it there. Let me continue. I wasn't really hurting myself, just excited and trying to regulate. Yeah. They did it so many times, knowing I'm more sensitive to pain than most people. I feel you because so am I. That wasn't the first time, and it wasn't the last. I still wake up feeling the electricity and have a hard time getting excited about anything anymore because all I remember is the pain because they were punished last time they felt joy. So now there's this weird thing in the head with psychological scar that makes them feel like they are not allowed to be happy. Right? Let me continue. I can't even be touched by my partner without flinching. There's no good reason to keep them available. They don't teach an autistic child how to behave. It only teaches them that if they do not perform neurotypically, they will be subject to pain, and that is not even used against their other peers. Thank you. And held to standards that no neurotypical kid has ever been held to. May I go ahead and throw that in there? Just putting it out there. Staff classrooms appropriately. Give children the actual help they need. Don't electrocute a human being. We hardly even shock animals like this. If shock collars are unacceptable, this should be unheard of. Preach! Preach, my brother or sister, non binary, however you refer to yourself. Preach! In actuality, that's actually a good note to end on. So we'll go ahead and close out for today. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So folks, if you would please be so kind as to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments and double check to make sure you can continue to receive notifications. We would appreciate it. We're continuing on with our Medicaid, Down the Rabbit Hole, HIPAA, and Advanced Directive series, and I don't want you to miss anything. I do appreciate your time, and as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye, everyone.